see. Did this show up? Perfect. Okay, sorry guys, bear with me. Okay. And we are a go here. Let's get it. All right, y'all. This is your full moon in Capricorn energy reading. And this is about whether or not you are giving away your power, doing too much. Capricorn's all about that workhorse, that overworking mentality. Work, live, breathe, eat, sleep, dream, work. But are you working too much for others? Or are you working for what's in alignment with yourself, your highest good, purpose, and destiny? Or do you need to make an adjustment right now? Are you being the martyr? Or have you found the perfect balance between taking care of yourself and taking care of your responsibilities to others? So let's tap in right now to the energy of the full moon in Capricorn and see what we have. What's up to the TikTok people and what's up to my YouTube people? Again, this is a new one for me. So we're trying things out to see how I like it, see how it works. Full moon in Capricorn, please. Shadow messages for the full moon in Capricorn for the collective. The messages are timeless. Whenever you find them, you're meant to find them. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Let's get it. And if you are popping in here, just know I can feel your energy. And if you want a more curated experience, if you want a specific message to come up for you during this live stream, then I highly suggest and advise that you leave a comment, you say, hey, you hit a heart, a like, something of the nature. That is a form of energy exchange. I pick up on it. Like I said, I can pick up on it while you are just here in the audience, but I heavily pick up on your energies when you interact with me. So please keep in mind. We're ready to cut. You know what, real quick before I tap into this, let me put my headphones on so I can hear the microphone over here for the people on YouTube. Sorry. I need to make sure I'm not screaming at y'all. Let's see. All right. All is well. So the first card that was out is focus on the positive only. Don't let yourself stay down. Go towards the light, acknowledge your dark emotions, and then release them. Come back into what feels good. Find the little things that to appreciate, and it's okay to get down, but get back up. Second card out in the present position here is you have everything you need inside of you, really. You don't need anything external to you to complete you, make you happy, have peace, inspiration, creativity, or guidance. Go within, sit in solitude, and tune in to find what you seek. A wealth of knowledge is hidden within yourself, waiting to be discovered. And then the last card out in the near future position is that's on you, on them. Audacity is at an all time high in these streets. Your light is irritating the demons. Don't let low vibing people project onto you. Return to cinders with love, light, and healing, and keep it moving. That's on them. So it feels like right now you're really coming into a position of where you're able to leave kind of what's happened to you in the past behind, leave the past behind, and leave the negative energies, the negative experiences, the trauma, the pain, the suffering, the hurts, the betrayals, whatever this is over here. It feels like if any of you haven't seen my recent last week's oracle message over on the YouTube, it's just Stacia Jeanette 007 on YouTube. You can go back and look at that because I think it has a little bit of a tying in message here, and also the one before it. But it's like you're just now coming out of this situation where you were you were getting socked out for a really long time. You were down in the trenches for a really long time. You were going through some really tough, difficult things in life, like I think I said over like a good 20-year span of your life, this incarnation, essentially the majority of your lifetime, this incarnation has been a lot of really heavy hitting traumatic things, a lot of really heavy hitting um, challenges, a lot of painful experiences, it feels like. And it feels like you're because so much had happened to you and was happening to you all at one time. You weren't, I gave the example of like being in war, right? Like a soldier being in war. And when you are in war and you're on the front lines, like the only thing that you can think of, the only thing that you are thinking of is like survive, 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 on to the next mission, on to the next mission, on to the next mission. And whatever happens along the way, whether you lose somebody that was close to you, whether you experience something traumatic, whether you get like you hurt in battle, you don't have the time to sit and process the things that you have just gone through or experienced, or any kind of pain and suffering that you went through or were going through at that time. Like you have to just keep going, or you had to just keep going regardless of what kind of trials and tribulations and really dark things that you experienced and went through here. And so it feels like right now, here, God Source Universe is really wanting you to spend time honoring your emotions, honoring yourself, honoring your feelings, honoring the things that you experienced that you didn't have time, or you didn't have the leisure or opportunity to be able to process when they happened, when it happened to you, when you went through them, right? And so it it's like now it's kind of a purging during this full moon, Capricorn full moon energy. God source universe is wanting you to release the the painful things and the things that you've gone through and the things that were essentially holding you back and preventing you from being able to move forward with your life under this full moon energy. Like maybe having a little bit of a release ritual, or saying, I release any and all things, people, places, and things that no longer are in alignment with my highest good, purpose, self, destiny, and timeline across all past lives, timelines, dimensions, realms, corners of the world, people, places, and things that this applies to. So would it be, amen, 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 and having a little bit of a visualization of cord cutting, or having a little bit of a visualization of going through and stamping nullified and void on lack contracts, lack mentality, any kind of soul contract that you may have knowingly or unknowingly signed up for, or agreed to, or entered into, in past lifetimes, or even in this current lifetime, where you just kind of visualize going through and kind of just ripping those and nullifying and voiding out these very outdated contracts and limiting beliefs and systems and things that you've accumulated over time, again, knowingly or unknowingly, right? So we're using this full moon energy right now, that potent full moon of Capricorn energy, to really, really release these things that are no longer in alignment with who and what it is that we are meant to be becoming, and who and what it is that we're meant to be doing. It's like there's so much really, really good stuff that's coming to enter in, but it can only enter in after you have made the space and purged out this this lack mentality, with this pain, this suffering, this energy that has been plaguing you, again, essentially your entire lifetime here. It feels very, very heavy. It's been weighing you down, and it's been consuming so much of your energy and energetic and mental space and capacity, that it's not allowed you to be able to essentially bring in any more of that good energy to feed in, to support what it is that you really want to create, to allow you to plant and sow these new seeds of abundance, that because it feels like you're really trying, you're really trying to accomplish, move forward with your life, but it's like you're dragging this really, really heavy weight, but behind you here. And that really heavy weight is what's been kind of preventing you from getting to where it is that you need to be, or where it is that you're trying to be. And and so they're just saying it's very important for you right now to spend time allowing yourself to purge out, acknowledge, and release any kind of emotions, feelings, or expired and outdated thinking and soul contracts that you may have within you, and just release it with love, light, and healing. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way that you're going to be able to move forward and have all of this abundance that God source universe has in store for you, right? And focusing also only on what it is that you want to create. So I give this example frequently, where when you're in that transitory phase, when you're getting ready to leave from one way of being, from one world of existence, from one way of of living, thinking, breathing, doing, existing, and you make the decision to consciously evolve and grow and move forward into your new world, into your new life, into your new existence, on that higher frequency, on that higher plane of existence. You essentially are in this weird limbo place of where, like, you start seeing your old world and reality kind of crumbling and collapsing before you. And so things can look like not great. A lot of things can look really challenging. Shit looks raggedy for a while, whether it be financially, whether it be on your home front, whether it be in relationships, whether it be with, work related, your companions or comrades, whatever the case may be. Like a lot of things start to kind of shake and break apart, especially if they are not in alignment with, not compatible with the new world that you're going into. Right. So there's this weird limbo phase that you essentially end up being in, where it's, you're not where you're nowhere near where you're going to be, but you're like, you've left your old life, you've left your old world. And so what you're left with is this strange place here in the middle, where again, you can kind of see like your decrepit old life over here. It's not funny, but like I can see it. It's like you can see it's just shit's just falling apart over here in your old life. Again, it could be financial issues, it could be, things are not going well in your relationships, it could be things are, in general, it just feels it just feels like things are just rough kind of on the surface level, on the physical eyes here. And it's so difficult and it's so much easier said than done to say, try to focus on the positives only, like my card here says, is focus on the positives only, because that's going to be what helps you equally like magnetize in the really good energy, kind of reel it in towards you a lot faster. But it's hard to do when you're just watching shit fall apart, in your old life, in your old existence, when you're watching bills pile up, when you're watching, like people leave your life, when you're having to deal with a lot of loss, it seems like, in the physical 3D world, it's hard to stay focused on the positive. But really, this is what's going to help you usher in this new life and this new world. And I think what can help you even more so aid you in this process is doing some active visualizations, writing down kind of, okay, how much would my new life cost me? Like, how much do I need to be making every month in my new life? And like, even if it's some like ridiculous amounts, write it, because God source universe doesn't put a cap on how much it is that you can make in a month. That's you. That's your mind. That's you putting those limitations on it. So really like have fun with it. Get into like a positive state of mind, even if things don't look great in your life right now. It can be incredibly freeing, and it can bring you some joy in a sense of like that childlike wonder if you can sit with yourself and journal out again kind of the things that you want to have in your new life. What is your everyday life like? Like, I mean, if you can get even down to, what time it is that you go to bed, what kind of pajamas are you wearing when you go to bed, kind of situation, like to the microscopic details, it will help you focus on where it is that you're going rather than where it is that you're at right now, while things are kind of being shaky and kind of crumbling beneath you, and things are, like not looking great in the towards the on the physical aspect, on the physical front of things, right? So that's what I feel the most just here from the focus on the positive only card while we're here over in the recent past position. Again, if you're new, the card to the far left is always your recent past position. The card in the middle is your present position, and the card to the right is your near future position. So moving on over here into the present position, we have the you have everything you need inside of you, really. You don't need anything external to complete you, make you happy, have peace, inspiration, creativity, or guidance. Go within, sit in solitude, tune in to find what you seek. A wealth of knowledge is within yourself waiting to be discovered. So kind of segueing off of what I said over here, with kind of needing to be able to journal and visualize and get very clear within yourself about what it is that you want for your new life. Where is it that you want to live? Where do you want to have your house at? What kind of house are you living in? What kind of car do you drive? What kind of job do you want to be doing? You really need to know really what it is that you want to be doing in your life. What feels like play to you? What brings you joy so much so that when you wake up and you get ready to do it, you feel invigorated and you feel happy and you're just overjoyed and thrilled about being able to do the thing that you feel and know within your heart that God source universe has put you here to be doing. And I think that's really the most important thing that needs to be asked and discovered within the self. And you're only going to be able to figure that out by taking time to sit in your silence and sit with yourself and to really tap into your innermost thoughts and feelings and your soul and ask yourself, like, what do I want? Where do I want to be doing? And also not only just that, but to tap in and figure out what isn't in alignment with you right now. Like, even if it's something that you've been doing for years, even if it's something that you went to college for and you got a degree in and all these things, like, if it's not in alignment with you right now, you have to check in frequently with yourself and figure out if, regardless how much time has been put into something, if it's still in alignment with your soul's purpose, self destiny, and timeline, your highest self, destiny, purpose, and timeline. Because if not, then you're going to eventually hit up against the brick wall internally, and cause yourself a lot more grief and a lot more sorrow and struggles. Further down the line, the longer that you prolong trying to make a change. And we know that change can be uncomfortable, and that just is what it is. It's just part of it. We call it growing pains, right? But growing pains or not, you have to be okay with having to um, make a change if something doesn't feel in alignment with you or not, and being okay with saying, like, no, this isn't for me anymore. No, this isn't. I don't feel aligned to do that anymore. I don't feel called to do that anymore. And you can make that decision and you can make that call at any point in time. Like, you don't have to keep doing something just because you have a degree in it or you have time invested in it. You absolutely can make a change. You absolutely can change your mind. You absolutely can um, want different and better, or more for yourself. And it feels like, once this is where you're at right now, is trying to figure out what makes you happy, what brings you joy. When you think back to a time when you were feeling most creative, when you were feeling most happy, more than likely, again, as a child, or in your younger years, what was it that brought you the most joy and passion before the world snuffed it out, right? What was it that you were really hyped up about doing, or what was it that you were really hyped up about becoming, or that you really wanted to try to do or be, before whatever happened that took that away from you happened. And because there's so much right now that's sitting within you waiting to come out, but you have to allow it. You have to allow yourself to get to the point to where you're okay with being who you really are. It just feels like there's some sort of resistance here. There's like resistance to being you. There's resistance to being as great and as powerful as you really are. Like, it's like, because you're going to take up space, because you're going to change things, like, because everything is going to change once you step into your power. And I feel like that's where the resistance here is coming from. There is a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of feeling timid about taking that step, about fully committing to being you. And also, it feels like there's a little bit of shakiness, a little bit of uncertainty about being happy. I'm gonna just say it. It feels like you feel uncomfortable with doing things that are going to make you happy, because in the past, once you became happy and once you were happy, like, like the rug got jerked out from underneath you, and then you were you were like devastated. So I feel like we're dealing with a little bit of that as well, where um you're a little bit of afraid of happiness, of being great, of achieving greatness, of having success, because you think it's going to be taken from you. And this is like PTSD, because this has happened on numerous occasions. It seems like this is like a repeat offense in your life. And so like I'm not like just being like, oh, you shouldn't feel like that, because I mean, I can feel it. I'm an energy reader. Energy was my first language. I can clearly feel that this was a real thing. This happened to you multiple times, throughout your lifetime, this incarnation, and probably in other lifetimes as well. And your soul remembers that. And so now we're having to do some really deep soul healing work on this, some really deep soul trauma healing work on this, because it's coming. Your happiness and your success and your greatness is coming, and it's going to, regardless whether you get over this or not. But I feel like it would be a lot more smooth of a transition for you if you embraced it with more of an open armed approach, rather than being like, oh God, oh God, here we go again. It's, it's what it it's what it feels like. Like you're like, oh no, like, oh no, the happiness, oh no. Here we go. You're looking like you're looking around, like Michael Myers is about to come get you. Like you fumbling the key, you looking back, like, oh, here it comes. This is what it reminds me. This is what this energy reminds me of so much. Like you're like, oh, you're so afraid that something's about to like pounce on you at any moment, like right when you right when you're like happy and successful. It's like you and again, it's not for no reason. Like again, like I said, it feels like this has happened to you on more than one occasion, frequently, not just in this lifetime, but in past lifetimes. And so you you do have this energy of like looking around behind you, like trying to make sure nothing's about to come and like pounce on you at your like most vulnerable moment, when you're like the happiest that you've ever been. Is this though? It's this fear of it's this fear of being happy, because you think like somebody's gonna come up from behind and be like, yeah, I got you, bitch, mine. that's not that's not what's gonna happen. It's really not. And again, it feels like you have, similarly to me, like a lot of people who have karmic number 16 or karmic number 7 in their life path, at any portion of their of numerology chart. If you got a 16 and or a 7 anywhere in your numerology chart, you have had to go through this, and it's it's rough. I have it, and so I know it well. It's very much that thing of having to get comfortable with the rug being jerked out from underneath you really fast, and going through a lot of really terrible shit frequently in your life. But it's so that it can rapidly evolve you spiritually, so it can like hulk you up at an expedited pace. And it seems like you've already passed the threshold that it was trying to get you to thus far. So like I don't I don't feel like there's going to be any more need for the constant like jerk the jerk the rug out from underneath you events in your life. But it's really really important right now for everybody to spend a lot of time focusing on what it is that you want to create, focusing on what it is that you want for your life, what makes you happy, what feels like play to you. And find, even I offer this, and I tell people frequently, but I offer writing new soul contracts. This morning, I just did a ritual for myself of a visualization of sitting down and kind of going through and voiding out and nullifying all the lack contracts, all of the um, isolation contracts, all of the poverty contracts, anything that was just kind of like of negative vibration, of anything that was like kind of holding me back, or like I said, kind of keeping me in that lack mentality or mindset, or of like poverty, or experiencing kind of isolation and heartbreak. But not only when I was going through kind of putting the nullified and void stamp on it, I also envisioned them kind of burning up, and seeing the ashes falling and going through the air. And it was really great. It was a super cathartic experience, and then right after I did that, I visualized me writing with a quill on a new contracts of abundance, of happiness, of love, of support, of success, of prosperity, of happiness, of camaraderie, of peace, of joy, of bliss. Like, you got to always put the good back. When you take the bad out, you got to put some good back in, and balance out whatever you took out. And so I did that, and I created a little new soul contract PDF that I'll put the link for you guys to purchase it in the description box if you want to go about that. Um, but I think that would be beneficial, even if you just have your own little situation tonight of the full moon in Capricorn, to just really focus on releasing the things that just no longer are in alignment with you, with love, with light, with healing, and with grace. And the last card that we have out here is "That's on you," on them. Audacity is at an all time high in these streets. Your light is irritating the demons. Don't let low vibing people project onto you. Return to senders with love, light, and healing, and keep it moving. That's on them. So essentially, it feels like I said, this is the near future card. It feels like you kind of got all your shit together at this point over here on this card. It feels like you've now done the things, right? You watched this and you took my advice and you got rid of the old contracts and you made some new contracts, and you fill in yourself and you focus in on what it is that you want to create, right? And your energy's glowing up and you out here radiating, and you're shining and glistening, and you pop you on and popping, right? It's it's affecting some people. They don't. Some people are kind of they salty about it, and that's what it is. The last video that I put out was called "Haters Hating and Lemonade Making." You should watch that video, because that's this shit here. It's like, again, I said in that video that it's like life constantly just handed you lemons, and instead of you being like, "Ew, lemons," you were like, "Oh, look, lemons." And then you like planted a few lemon trees in your community and in your backyard, so everybody had a damn lemon tree, and then you made like lemonade out of it, and then that lemonade turned into $1 billion like lemonade empire. And that's kind of these people that gave you the lemons are looking at you like, why the hell are they so happy with these lemons, and why have they made their life an amazing thing out of these damn lemons? It's this. It's like people are mad that like all the things that you have gone through and all the troubles and trials and tribulations that you've amassed in your life didn't stop you. It like didn't slow you down. It didn't break you the way that they thought it was going to break you. It didn't like, you didn't turn into like this like woe is me type situation. No, you like alchemize that shit, and like now you're using it for the highest good. You're putting your pain into gain, into purpose for others. You're capitalizing on the shit that you went through, and it just just feels like people are upset about it. And that's all it feels like to me. It just feels like people are mad because, again, you didn't sit down, you didn't wallow about it, you didn't, like, I think they were just anybody else. I've seen a lot of people break down from a lot less in a lot shorter of a time. Not everybody is built the same, and like my heart goes out to anybody that goes through any kind of struggles, but it just feels like this group in particular were so sure that the things that you had gone through in your life was, they just knew it was just going to take you out, that it was just going to be game over for you, that you was just going to set it on down, that you were going to boohoo and cry about it, and then that was just going to be it. They didn't think that you was going to get to the point of where you were making a multi-billion-dollar empire off of your pain and suffering, right? It's like you flipped the script on them. You flipped the script and you ended up, like I said, transmuting and alchemizing all that they sent to you. It's like every time something negative happens to you, it comes out into something positive. Like no matter how much negativity you go through, it comes out in a positive in some way, shape, or form. And like now they're just like, well, what the hell? What do we got going here? You know? And it's just that. That's just what it is. That's what they got going on. You can't be touched. You are the anointed child of God's source universe. You are you the one. You're the one, and I don't know, it just is what it is. And honestly, it's crazy to me because, like, if I noticed somebody going through this amount of stuff in their life and they just continuously kept bouncing back and healing and doing better, like that would be my cue to me to be like, let me leave this particular being alone, because clearly we don't know what the f that is. Like there's no way. You know what I'm saying? Like common sense to me would say, let's just leave this whatever that person is alone, because they're clearly bouncing back from a lot of things that normal people don't bounce back from. But yet and still, here you are. You have been bouncing back, healing, alchemizing, and transmuting all of these negative things that have come to you. And again, now they're just kind of like, what the hell? And it's because you this is a gift that has been bestowed upon you, just to get you through the things that God source universe knew you was gonna have to go through this lifetime. And you're learning to use it well. And that's what it is. So the card that's at the bottom of the deck is, it doesn't matter what they think. Do you and what you think is best for you. You're not obligated to adhere to what anyone else says regarding your life. You have free will. Use it, listen to yourself, and don't let others pressure you. So it just feels like there are people who, now that you're on and popping, right? Listen to me. Now that you're on and popping, they want to come in and try to tell you how you need to be holding yourself and conducting your business. Right? It feels like even though they didn't really believe a lot, and didn't nobody believe in you when you were in the come up phase, but like now that you have proven yourself, now that you have made something of yourself, now that you're making waves for yourself, and people are knowing about you, and people know your name. Now people want to come in and like try to tell you how to do you. People want to try to have an opinion on how it is that you need to be, and like I said, conducting your business or something. It feels like this is a business something. Like it feels like they try and tell you how to do something that you have going on, right? That's already successful. But it just was like outside energy that's wanting to pressure you into doing things in a way, shape, or manner that isn't in alignment with your highest good, purpose, self, destiny, and timeline. It's just what it feels like to me. And it's hell no. You're not obligated to do what anybody else says or what anybody else wants, especially when it is related to your own project or something that you're creating or something that you put your own blood, sweat, and tears into on your own. Like it feels like this, whatever this is, has just been you and just you only in the physical. It's just been you creating it. It's just been you doing it. It's just been you holding it down. Like whatever this is, right? And so that being the case, like you don't need somebody coming in on like the back end trying to, boss around and orchestrate whatever it is that um you're doing. Just trust yourself, listen to your intuition, and follow what feels right and true for you, and go with the flow. And don't anybody that tries to like make you make hasty decisions, like tell them to get the f on, right? So that's that's how I feel about it, and that's it. That's what I got for you guys. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. I hope that everybody on the TikTok was able to hear me, to see me. Toodles. And yeah, don't forget that you can apply to work one-on-one with me on ascensionoraclev.com. Check out the website, see all the things I got going on. And the New Earth Guidebook to Healing and Ascension is available on Amazon. And I've got some really good offers and things on and popping on the website as well. Just go there, check it out. And I'm in the process of migrating things over. I'm making a members only site, a page over on my website where you can subscribe for whatever the price is per month, and get access to the every week oracle readings that I do over there. The courses that I'm creating will be on there that you'll be able to um, have access to, and then an exclusive blog that I have going over there with some channeled information. So, and also access to all of the PDFs and exclusive PDFs and templates that I'll be creating will be on that website exclusively for the V Squad members who choose to sign up. And yeah, and until next time, guys, I hope this was helpful. V Squad.